Speaking of help, as emergency crews rescued tens of thousands of people from flooded homes this week, many of them also work to get those pets and other animals out of harm's way. Animal welfare groups launching pretty large-scale evacuations, getting those stranded pets to safety to reunite them with their owners inside of those temporary shelters that have popped up. Joining me now is Dr. Kwane Stewart, Chief Veterinary Officer of American Humane. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Hello.
Dr. Stewart, give us some idea of what your teams are doing there on the ground and what the challenges are.
Well, the challenges are many, and just to take a step back, to get some idea of magnitude of this thing, American Humane has been rescuing animals now for over 100 years. We've seen many floods in the past, and this is really on a magnitude that we haven't quite seen in some time. When you consider that 100,000 homes have been destroyed and about 65% of Americans own a pet, that gives you some perspective on how many animals are in harm's way. We're talking thousands, potentially tens of thousands of animals. So American Humane has come in and brought our two large 50-foot rigs with supplies and food to help out with the effort. We have one staged outside of Corpus Christi, and we have one in the Houston metro area. And we're using those rigs and our team to deliver food. We are delivering 100,000 pounds of dog food to residents in the area, because you have to remember that when floods come, food supplies get destroyed in homes and stores. And then the rig and the team outside of Houston is helping shelter animals that have been displaced from their homes, delivering medical care, food, and supplies.
You know, we've been showing you some of the incredible pictures that people rescuing animals are facing out there, including horse rescues. So some pretty large animals. One of the shelters I was reading actually had a monkey show up. So there's a pretty wide variety of animals that are in harm's way, and people that want to be reunited with them, because as the waters are rising, we've seen some video in the last couple of days of people barely making it out with more than a trash bag, no shoes. So people are heartbroken if they have to leave an animal behind, if they can't find their cat before they rush out the door. You know, what are the challenges for people that are going out there to try and get these animals? Because it can be a little different to wrangle an animal into a boat versus, you know, human beings who can take direction and all of that.
Exactly. You know, animals are frightened, they're scared, they're wet, they're hungry. You know, they're experiencing many of what people are experiencing, but it's harder to communicate with them, and they're not sure if you're there trying to rescue them or do something else. So it is challenging, and you touched on it. You know, the people are already experiencing so much during this disaster. They've lost their homes, many of their possessions, and now they're faced with the challenge of caring and comforting for their pet if they were able to bring them with them, or just the thought, and think on this for a second, that your pet is out there. They're lost, they're scared, maybe not eating, they're exposed to chemicals and toxins in the water, and we're seeing the images here, and yeah, they're heartbreaking. So that just adds another very difficult layer. And the rescue efforts are ongoing. So yes, trying to rescue by boat, field operations are ongoing by land, and this will go on, not just for weeks, and I really want to underscore this. The residents of Houston, the pets of Houston, they're going to be hurting for a long time. So when the media trucks go away and it stops cycling in the news as much, literally for weeks and months, the cleanup effort, the recovery effort, the reunification effort will go on and on.
You know, how can people help? Because all across America there are animal lovers, and they're seeing these photos and they want to be able to offer some kind of assistance. Yes,
so thank you. We're a charity, we're a national charity, and many of the groups are helping are as well. The donations, we can't do the life-saving work without the donations. They mean so much to our work, and so to those that have given, thank you so much. They are generous, and going forward, if you would like to give, you can visit our website at americanhumane.org/Harvey. And I'll tell you, as a vet who's been involved in post-disaster flood relief in the past, this is actually our third flood in just under a year. We did Louisiana, West Virginia, and now American Humane is on the ground in Houston. I'll tell you as a veterinarian, your donations, your support does go to saving animals. It does go to providing shelter and food and necessary medical care. So again, thank you so much in advance, and we will be on the ground as long as we're needed and continuing the good effort.
You know, Dr. Stewart, we know that there are people out there, they might be watching some of the video on the news, and they're hoping they see that their dog or their cat is being loaded into a boat and taken to safety. How do you reunite these animals with their owners?
So the first step you should take is reach out to your local municipality or agencies. They act somewhat as a command center for these situations. So your local shelter nearest you should have information on where you should go to find your pet. If they don't know, they will defer you to someone else who may. It's a process, and understand that in these situations it's chaotic and there's a lot of disarray. As things start to settle down, the waters recede, we'll get some clarity on these things, but the search and rescue efforts are ongoing. People may think or assume that if they're not with their pet, that hopefully an agency has rescued their pet, but that may not be the case. Their pet may not be recovered for weeks down the road, sometimes months we've seen where pets and person are finally brought together again. So be diligent, be patient, but yes, as soon as possible, reach out to a local agency and see if your pet may be there.
Yeah, and we're hoping to see a lot of those unifications again soon. Dr. Kwane Stewart, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. And we have there on the screen AmericanHumane.org/Harvey if anyone would like to contribute to your organization. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much.